To wrap up National Nutrition Month today, we are going to be doing a recipe with everyone. We're going to be doing a sheet pan recipe with a bit of Mediterranean touch. So what's great about a sheet pan recipe, easy cleanup, you're not utilizing a ton of cooking equipment, and you can also add stuff in over time. And so here is an overshot of today's ingredients that we'll be using. And with that being said, let's get started. We're going to start off with our marinade. In the bowl already has olive oil and lemon juice. We're going to cut these into fourths, squeeze the juice out, put it all in. A good word of advice would be every 1 lemon, half a cup of olive oil. So we're going to put that down, and then here is our seasoning. We have salt, black pepper, oregano, thyme. I put a little bit of cumin in there. I'm going to put that all in. And then we're going to mix 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I'm going to put that in, splatter in, and then mix it all up. Alright, next up we have the chicken. So we're going to start off with the chicken first. We're going to cut it in half long ways. Like so. Kind of like we're going to do a Parmesan, but then we're going to cut it in half again. And we're going to do this for the rest of the chicken that we have. We are doing 2 pounds of chicken breast. You can also use chicken thighs as well if you would like. We're going to put it in the bowl here, and with the marinade, we're going to put 2/3 of it in. We don't want to put all of it in because we are going to save that for later. So at least put 2/3 of the bowl into your chicken. We're going to shake it around, and then we're going to put it back in the fridge. The longer you put it in the fridge, the better. This way the chicken can absorb the flavors. Now we have the zucchini. We're going to cut off the top here. Then we're going to cut it in half. Don't do what I did, right? Cut it in half this way. And then cut it in half in long ways. Don't cut it in half long ways off the start. You might hurt yourself. So cut it in half and then long ways. And then we're going to cut like crescent moons, but remember the claw and saw method is going to help you immensely here. This way you can get some fast cutting like so. Alright, we're going to cut them into these crescent moon pieces. Once we are done, we are going to put them in a big bowl with cherry tomatoes that have been washed. 1 pint. Okay, then we're going to add that in. Be sure they are washed, and then we have 1 can of pitted olives, black olives. Next up, parsley. We have 1 bunch of parsley here. We're going to at least use half, maybe 2/3, and when we're cutting herbs, we're going to slice the leaves away from us. This way we get out as much as we possibly can. And then everything else we're going to bunch up together and just chop away as much as we can. We can use the stem, so don't be ashamed to use the stem. And then we're going to add everything back into the bowl like I'm doing so. And then the rest of the parsley will be saved for later. Alright, we're cutting an onion. If you want to learn how to cut an onion, watch one of our previous videos. We're going to cut it in half, but we're not going to cut it so thinly today. We're cut it in half, this way it's easier to peel off. Give it a good rinse as well. And again, we are not going to cut it so thinly. Cut the top off. We're going to cut it thick. So don't cut along the lines as much, but give them good spacing, like I'm doing so. And remember, continue to practice safe cutting methods. And then we're going to cut off 2/3 of the way in, and this way we get these like nice chunk pieces. And I'm going to do the same for the other half of the onion. Then we're going to go ahead and put these in. And then we have some bell peppers. I'm using green bell peppers. If you recognize these, they're actually from a previous video that you may have seen. So I'm going to be cutting these into these wedge-like pieces, like I'm showing you right here. We want to cut it into these pieces. We want to dice them, give them nice chunky pieces. And then they go in. Now we put in 1 cup of feta cheese. Once we put the feta cheese in, I hope you did not forget about the rest of the marinade. Now we are going to mix just a little bit. And then we are going to put it all in. Oh yeah. Once we put everything in, now we are going to go ahead and get to mixing everything in. This way everything is consistently flavored. And look how pretty this is looking right now. This looks amazing. Very colorful, bright. Again, you can also put a different kind of bell pepper. I am just using green because that's what I'm growing for Grow Garden State. Now we're going to get a baking sheet pan. You can either put parchment paper or aluminum foil. We're going to spread everything out. And then everything that I'm not using can actually be made as a great salad. Now we're going to put in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for a total of 45 minutes, but we're going to cook this for 20 minutes. Once 20 minutes is done, we're going to take it out of the oven. Now, why are we going to do this? Because we are going to then be adding the chicken. So once I take this out, be careful, it's going to be very hot. Make sure you're wearing oven mitts. Once we put it down, then we can go ahead and add the chicken that's been marinating in the fridge. If you can do it overnight, it's a lot better. This way the chicken can soak the flavor in a little bit more. But in this instance, we've been doing this for approximately 30 or so minutes. So we're going to go ahead and put everything on here. Once we go ahead and put everything on, we're going to put this back in the oven, keeping the same temperature. Hello, Sassy. That's the dog's name, in case you were wondering, not the chicken's name. But yes, we're going to put it in and cook it for another 20 to 25 minutes. Then we're going to take it out until the chicken is ready. Don't forget it is chicken breast. And this is going to be your end product. Now what's great about this is you can eat it as is, or you can serve it on a bed of rice like I have here, showcased on screen. Or again, if you are on a cut, if you are trying to minimize calories, you can just have it as is. You're just getting chicken and vegetables. Thank you so much for watching this month. We greatly appreciate it. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.